Hello everybody and welcome back to RainBro Crafts. My name is Colton and today I will be making for you a soap called Herb Garden. The fragrance oil inspired the design and it inspired the name Herb Garden. It is a beautiful blend of lavender and thyme and all of those good herbs that you start getting from your garden in the springtime. So stay tuned and watch us make this soap inspired by an herb garden. Alrighty, let's get this herb garden soap making started. So you are joining my soap making process a little further on than normal, and that's because I have added in some lavender mica from Brambleberry into our plant-based oil blend, and I also have added in our colloidal oatmeal slurry before I've added in the lye water because the colloidal oatmeal was too gummy to push through our metal strainer there. I then added the lye water and I've blitzed that up and you are now all caught up. I am now going to add in some Herb Garden fragrance and essential oil blend from Nurture Handmade. This is a really delicious blend of lavender, rosemary, sage, sandalwood, and cedar. It is a really tasty herbally blend. When we saw this on the website, we knew we had to try it for our Wildflower collection, which is this collection here. For the design, I wanted to take inspiration from the fragrances that are in the essential oil fragrance oil blend. So the bottom layer, which is the layer I'm making now, is inspired by lavender blooms and also that like sagey bluish purpley color that sometimes sage leaves look like and also like sage blossoms look like. So that's what we're doing here. I am blitzing this up. It did take quite a long time to come to trace, and I think it's just that the fragrance oil was really super well behaved. It's a super strong fragrance oil in terms of scent retention, which we love. We don't like when a fragrance oil is super fragile and like evaporates when you make it into a cold process soap, and this is not one of those. We love Nurture Handmade for that because usually their scents are pretty darn stable. I am then going to evenly distribute that purple soap batter into the two molds I have on our table there. This is a little more liquidy than what I normally would do. It still came to trace, just a super light one, but I am going to layer these up, so I wanted to have a little working time to pull together the top layer of soap batter. So it's fine that it's a little liquidy. It's gonna set up in just enough time, so we don't need to worry too much about that. I am then going to go in with some green mica, cabin fever mica, which is also from Nurture Handmade. It's one of my favorite greens because I love that kind of like pea soup, natural kind of cabin moss green color, which is what this is. And this also kind of brings back around that planty kind of herb gardeny color. We then will bring over our second cambro of oil. This is going to be a purpley blue color, also inspired by sage color and like rosemary blossoms and those sorts of things. So I've added in our colloidal oatmeal, same fragrance oil, same everything, and blitz that up till it comes to a nice light trace. And then I am going to pour this over the soap that is in our slab molds there. I did have a little bit of an oopsie. I don't know how I nicked the very middle of the soap batter on that slab I am pouring into right now, so I did have to go back in with some more green mica to fix that up, but not to worry. This is set up pretty nicely. We're about 5 minutes from when I first poured it, so it's still pliable, but it is not liquidy to the point where you need to worry about the batter kind of sinking down into it. I still pour over the scraper because why waste all of the hard work of making sure that that bottom layer was leveled. And then I'm going back in with that same green mica, the cabin fever green mica there, with a little oil in it to make a little mica drizzle, and I'm just going all over and drizzling that around. And then I didn't have a great idea for the top of this soap. So I'm just going in with the bar spoon there and doing some spoon swoops from front of slab to back of slab. So when I cut these, the loaf will kind of look like mountainy design was the inspiration behind this. I could have probably waited maybe like a minute more to let this set up just a tad, but that is okay. I'd rather have to go back in and redefine some of the spoon swoops than be panicking and like chaos spoon swooping. We do not want that at all. This is like the most relaxing part of the soap making process in my mind though, when you have that like perfect textured soap batter and you're in there with the spoon or the popsicle stick or the chopstick or whatever kind of tools you're using to texture the tops of the soaps. It's kind of like a zen space. We then will go into the second slab. I am starting on the edge for this one. I think I started in the middle on that other slab because I wasn't quite sure where I was going with the texturing, so that was kind of my like starting reference point there. You can see the second slab spoon swooped much better, so I'm going back to the first one I did and redefining some of those middle spoon swoops because they were not as well defined as I would like. I will then spritz this with some rubbing alcohol just like always, tuck it away for 24 hours, and then it is time to unmold and slice up. And the colors stayed exactly how I was wanting them to, which is exciting because that was the big gamble on this. The second gamble is if the layers are even and flat, and it looks like they are, which is the perk of doing this double batch soap method, because the bottom layer will self-level out and have time to set up just a little bit, and then you'll mix up that top layer there, and it just gives you a little extra added insurance. And I love that because layering is so impactful, especially with two kind of contrasting colors like this one, but it is really easy to mess it up and then have it not look nice. And that is not what happened here. This is exactly what I had in mind. I love the green mica line in the middle and that green mica drizzle on the top there. This is exactly what I was going for. The one thing I wish I had, and we didn't have any in stock, was I wish I had like some lavender buds or something, which I know previously we had those on our lavender soap, but then we got rid of them because they're so messy when you're cutting, but it just would have looked really nice on this specific soap, but that's okay. But this is it. This is our herb garden soap, which is part of our Wildflower collection, and that collection will launch May 1st online and in person, and it is a really delectable collection that I am so excited to launch out to the public. So snag yours while you can because supplies are limited, and I think this will go pretty fast because floral, kind of light floral, modern florals always do really well for us, and that is what this collection is all about. Thank you so much to our subscribers. If you want to get soaps, candles, bath bombs from us each and every month and support this channel and support us, check out our website at rainbrocrafts.com for more details on that. Our subscribers, in addition to all that stuff on screen, get shout outs at the end of videos. We appreciate them so much. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video, comment down below your favorite wildflower. I am always curious about that. Also subscribe to the channel and ring that bell icon so you get notified when we come out with new videos. Thanks. Bye.